What is a theory? Theory defined. A scientific theory is a set of related assumptions that allows scientists to use logical, deductive reasoning to formulate testable hypotheses. What is a hypothesis? It's an educated guess. A theory is an assumption, and a hypothesis is just an educated guess. See, some people hear these words and they get scared. Like, what's a hypothesis? What's a theory? If you take the time just to learn this stuff, you won't be scared of it. You won't run from education. In order to learn how to educate yourself, you have to be able to go at the task and be willing to learn something different. You know what I'm saying? And I just put the title "Look Who's Talking" because I'm still talking about our youth, and I'm still talking about what's going on in the streets in our communities. You see that picture I put up the thumbnail, like this is the way a lot of us have grown up. And we live in these communities and we think that people make choices on their own, and it's like their own choices for being the way they are, the way they're growing up, or being back and forth in jail. Sometimes things happen just because we live in these type of environments. Just the other day, yesterday, where I usually go, where I grew up at, I usually go, hang out with my boys that still live in the hood, like on the Ave. Like, so we go over there, we hang around this house, the backyard, front yard, and we just talk. They be drinking and smoking, and if you don't drink and smoke, you just kicking it. Everybody don't drink and smoke. Some people just, when they ain't gotta work, they go hang out where they grew up at. And I wait till some people come on to tell the story. I'm not gonna be talking for nothing. You guys know who Adler is? Individual psychology. He's the one who came up with the theory of individual psychology. We have to learn how to protect our hoods, man. Our environments are so destroyed and so decapitated, so broken down, so raggedy and decrepit and old. And these people buy these houses in our neighborhoods that live in other states and other places, and they live in comfortably, and all they know is their money coming in every month for these raggedy apartments, these raggedy properties that they buy and let other people manage for them, and they barely fix anything. And if you on some kind of housing like assistance, HUD, Section 8 or something, and you make complaints, like you'll be complaining forever, because they'll keep giving the landlord chance after chance after chance. But they tell you if something ain't right, stop paying, and they'll be able to let you move somewhere else. But you make complaints and they'll be like, oh, they're going to send another inspection out. You get 20 inspections. But if you do something wrong, you're out after one time. But they can mess up a million times. It's because that's how they view people that get help. That's why I say when people are getting help from these housing assistant places and HUD and Section 8, you still don't supposed to be like, okay, we made it. What you mean you made it? You got other people controlling your life. They give you a little money, they pay your rent, they controlling you. Why don't you want to learn how to do that yourself and control your own future and your own home and all that type of stuff? Like, that's what we have to learn how to do, man. We can't keep being happy and settling for living in the inner city and thinking that's cool, because we got people that'll grow up that'll think that they'll have that laziness in them and think that it's okay to just chase money from the state or the government, looking for free handouts all the time. Like, for real, we are so in tune with looking for some free shit from people, like, and we don't want to work for nothing. And it's nobody's fault but our own. Nobody makes us do this. We got lazy in our society. We want to get the quick dollar. We want to just get outside and just hustle fast with no kind of rules or structure. Just hustle any kind of way you can, not thinking about how you hurting yourself, your family, and everything. How the streets could just take you away from your family for 20 or 30 years, and then you come home destroyed and broken. I know it's a couple guys right now that did so much time in jail, man, and they're just lost in the streets, man. That's terrible to see, man. You just got somebody do 25 years in jail and they come home and they just addicted to drugs and just that's because they sat in jail and did nothing. They didn't educate themselves. They didn't try to get no career going. They didn't write no plan down. You be incarcerated for 20 years. You better come out of there with some kind of degree. For real, man, because that's ridiculous. You don't got nothing but time on your hands. You got time to do everything to better yourself, and you sit in there and do nothing, come home the same way you went in with a fucking habit on drugs and out here in the streets like it's nothing. I, listen, I went to my environment, man, and it's terrible how we live sometimes. You know, I went and visit a few people in my neighborhood where I grew up at, and you go in the house and you look around, you be like, nobody should have to live like this. And everybody that's living like that is not on drugs, is not selling drugs. Some people working hard, they just can't make it because the job they're doing is not paying them nothing. They're dead end jobs. There's no place, there's no room to elevate. There's no room to move up. That's why I say it's about the youth because they're our future. Like we might not be here to see them once they grow up, but we want to leave a roadmap that's going to help our kids, like to help them be hustlers legitimately, like, you know what I'm saying, chasing that money and chasing that property, but doing it the right way, going to school, learning how to sell property, learning real estate business, learning how to own your own home, learning how to save your money, build your credit, you know what I'm saying, get your first credit card. This is the type of stuff we should be telling our youth when we talk to them. Not look at this, look who's fighting who, or look which rapper is beefing with who, or which girl is messing around with what girl, or up here looking at girls gyrating around and all that type of stuff. Like, you know, it's nothing wrong with looking at females. You like females, you're gonna look at females. That's human nature. But we don't have to disrespect them. We don't have to chase them like they're objects. We have to learn how to teach our youth, especially the brothers, how to treat females like women and not like objects. You know, it's a lot of stuff that we can fix, man, in our culture, man, but we not doing it. We sitting back, letting society tell our kids how they should be, what they should accept, what they shouldn't accept. And that's terrible. We have to raise our own kids. We can't let our kids come up and just be listening to music all day long, on the computer all day long, not making sure they do their homework, not turning their TVs off at night so they can go to sleep and be well rested for school, making sure they eat a healthy meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know, keep a track of your kids. Hang out with, take your kids out places, do stuff with them. Let them know when you get dressed and go outside and get in the car, you have a destination. You're going somewhere. You're going to do something. You're not just waking up, hanging around doing nothing. Like that's not the way to raise your kids. You can't be your kid's friend. You know, the school calls home. Oh, your kid was acting up in school today. You go to the school, and then as soon as you see your kid, don't worry, it ain't your fault. It's their fault. That's not being a parent because you're hurting your kid in the long run. You're hurting them. You're hurting them because they're gonna grow up thinking everybody else is wrong and they're right because mommy said so or daddy said so. Look, I've been up here for 8 minutes. Nobody tuned in yet. That's crazy. I'm gonna still come up here though because it's still about the kids. If somebody watch it after I tune out, I'm cool with that too. But I'm still gonna talk about the kids and I'm still gonna talk about our environment. I don't care if nobody tune in live. I got this book right here, Theories of Personalities, because but they're just theories. Theories are nothing but assumptions. That's all. That's all a theory is. And a hypothesis is just an educated guess. So when you hear them words, ain't nothing to be scared of. They're just words. Learn what they mean and learn how to use them. I know I got a lot of homeboys that don't know how to read and scared to admit it. And we can't show our youth that. You have to be willing to say, look, I don't know how to do this. I can't read this. I don't know how to write this. Help me write a complete sentence. Like, we can't be scared, man, to ask questions or to ask for help. ought to tell somebody you don't know something. If you don't know something and you just sitting there acting like you know it, then you losing out. You hurting yourself because you're not learning nothing. We have to educate ourselves so we can educate our kids, so we can teach our kids the right way. There's nothing wrong with talking properly. There's nothing wrong with that. You want to be around your friends in the hood, you grew up in the hood, you talk slang, that's cool. That's cool because that's our culture. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's a time for that. It's a time to talk the way we talk when we're in our own comfortable hood or backyard or whatever you want to call it. It's cool to talk with your people like that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's our culture. You know what I'm saying? But it's a time to be professional and show people that you know how to act the proper way when you're trying to succeed in life. And it ain't being phony, it's just being normal. Talking properly and being normal, that's not phony, that's just being normal. Sometimes I just be so mad at our people, man, because we just hate on each other for no reason, man. There's so much envy and hate and jealousy in our own communities, and it's terrible. Ah, bang, bang, bang. Okay. Papa's done. It's your boy J Hud, saved by youth. I'm still around, y'all. Like and subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going nowhere. Give your boy some support. I got 1,150 something subscribers, man. Come on, man. Y'all got to start commenting, tuning in, let me know what kind of, what I'm saying, conversation we can build up here live while I'm on here. I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to be here. Y'all see that already. I might miss a day, but I got a basketball channel too called Knicks for Life, No Haters. I go up there every day after the games. I was watching the game today, but Boston won. I was hoping they lose so we could be tied for fifth. But that's here or there. I'm talking about our kids right now because I'm really concerned about our kids. I really am, and that's why I do this. I do this because I care about the kids. Shout out to Miss Playful because she always supports me. Shout out to Pink Sugar. She always supports me. Shout out to my boy Will, man. He always supports me. Shout out to I had a lot of support coming up here when I used to be up here all the time. Like, but it's like the people, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe they, because sometimes your feed changes and you be get recommendations. I might not see somebody feed. I gotta punch their name in just to see them. But that's cool. I punch people names in and I watch the people that I watch. I don't say a lot. I just sit back and watch and read the comments. Sometimes I get a kick out of a lot of the comments when I be watching people's channels. But shout out to Killer Kev, wherever you at, my brother, and Rowdy Radio, man. Where you at, man? Come on, bro. And who else? Even old crazy boy, young brother, Bullets Gotti. I hope you elevate, brother. I got nothing but good intentions when I say stuff to you. I don't say stuff to you trying to be evil or mean. I just try to show you some love, man, and try to give you some knowledge on how you should be when you be up here presenting yourself on these channels, man. You got to elevate as you go. You can't stay stagnant and stay the same. I don't know what my boy, what you call him, been at from Philly. My boy Step Win, man. He don't never tune in no more, man. He used to tune in to my channel all the time, man. I don't know what Step at. We at work, Step. But Vince, shout out to Vince because he always show me love when I come up here. And who else? I forgot who else. They always show me love when I come up here, man. They always do. Vince and it's somebody else. Always show me love, man. All the time, man. No matter what I'm coming up here talking about, I could be just coming up here and they show love, man, all the time, man. For real. And I appreciate that. But I'm gonna build my platform back up. I'm gonna have people tune because I'm gonna start coming up here live all the time. I'm not gonna even start recording videos. I'm just gonna come up here live every night until people start tuning in and they can see how I'm serious about what I'm doing, about what I'm passionate about. I just want to help. I just want to help our environment. That's all I want to do. Like today, they was giving out food like at a church for the homeless. They was giving out a lot of food, and then they was giving out clothes, in the community. And it was a good thing to see today. I started to video it, but I didn't want to put people up there like that, so I didn't do it. Maybe if I would have asked or talked to somebody, I could have did that, because that's what I want to start doing too. I want to start going outside, interviewing people live, and see if I can build the audience up like that. Because it's all about saving our youth, and I got to be out there in the community doing it. And but me being from the streets, man, it's like when people see me out there, they think I'm still hustling and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that sometimes I hate. Like if they see me around the way, they think I'm hustling because I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't like that. I'm not hustling. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm trying to help our community. I'm not trying to hurt it. And it ain't about me going to jail for selling no drugs at 55 years old. That'd be stupid. I'm not that crazy. Why my computer keep making noise, man? Is something messing up somewhere? Something keep going in and out. I don't know what it is. But something's going in and out. I don't know what it is. There you go. Yeah, man. It's just about the kids for me, man. When I come up here, man, sometimes I get disappointed because I guess people want to see and hear negative stuff all the time. I can be negative if you want me to. You know what I'm saying? I can definitely do that. See how somebody came up here just now and then clicked right off? You could at least hit a like button, comment real quick saying, "What's up, salute," and then bounce. Like, just don't just look at it and don't say nothing. Like, that ain't cool. What's cool about that? What's cool about coming up here for a second and then just tuning out? You don't say nothing. You don't hit the like button. You don't comment. You don't say that's right. It's about the youth, or I am a youth and I hear what you're doing, OG. None of that. I get none of that. So basic hostility and basic anxiety. So when you're at the crime scenes, are the bodies still there? The idolized self-image, self-hatred, young adulthood. Strangely intimate way, and I don't know. I guess it's weird. We could go to class every day. I could come up here and teach a class every day for 20 minutes. If you want to tune in, you can tune in. If you don't want to tune in, you don't have to. But I got my degree, so if you need hours, you might can get hours like this. I have to sign off on it or something. 212, they said. There was this bunch of Hollywood people, and they were filming in Old Town. I'm only playing with you guys, man. And they just thought she was beautiful and talented. Only thing I don't like about when you go to school and you learning about inner city and stuff, they be writing these stuff in these books, but they going on theories and assumptions. And that's why I tell people when they hear the word theory, a theory is just an assumption. That's all a theory is. And a hypothesis is just an educated guess. That's all that is. So when people hear them words, they be scared. Oh, what's a hypothesis? Or what's a theory? Don't get nervous or scared. Just if you don't know it, ask somebody and they'll tell you. Then if you need them to use it in a sentence, they can use it in a sentence. See how somebody else tuned in and tuned out? They didn't say like, they didn't hit the like button, they didn't say salute J Hud, I'm out of here, nothing. They just came in and just left. Like when I go to people's stuff, I either hit the like button or make a comment and then I don't say nothing else. I'll just sit back and listen. But people don't even got enough respect to do that. You stop by somebody's crib and you don't even hit the like button or you don't even comment. What type of shit is that? Yeah, that's what y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to start talking shit? Because I can talk shit. You know, I'm not Jesus Christ. I ain't perfect. I'm gonna let y'all have it, man. When y'all come, I see people come in here, you'll see 2 views, 3 views, and then they'll just leave. Like, don't say nothing, don't comment, just listen for a minute. I guess if I ain't talking no negative shit. So stop coming by here. If you click on and you don't like what you see, why you even click on? Why don't you go somewhere else? If you can't have enough respect to hit the like button or say salute J Hud or yeah, save our youth, you know what I'm saying? Don't click on, man. Keep going, keep pushing somewhere else. Ain't nothing soft or sweet about me where I ain't like I'm a cornball, like people ain't gonna tune in. Believe me, people gonna tune into this station. People gonna see what I'm doing because I'm gonna be setting it off and they're gonna say, I like what this dude is doing. So I'm not worried about that. I'm gonna elevate every time I keep doing this. You see, I've been doing this. I started out and I keep elevating. I'm gonna keep elevating, like I said. My plan is still in effect. Ain't nothing changed. I said I was gonna go to school, graduate. I did that. I went to school, got my associates, went back, got my bachelor's, still gonna get the master's, working in the field with kids. I'm gonna be working at this other place with the mentally challenged kids that are suffering from, dual diagnosis, even though they don't call it dual diagnosis no more. They call it co-concurrent disorder or whatever in the DSM-5. But that's what I'm going to be doing. And that's what it's about for me. So I'm not just talking this, I'm living it. And I come up here, I can explain what I do, but I ain't going to talk about too much about my job because, the HIPAA laws, you can't say too much where you work at and what's going on in there. But I can talk about me being in the field and really helping the kids. I'm not just talking about it, and I'm not just up here to try to build up an audience just to do nothing. Once I get people that's going to be up here and going to be commenting and talking, we're going to be talking about real stuff, and we're going to be trying to dialogue and hope I connect with other people that's trying to do the same thing I'm trying to do, because you don't know how powerful this web can be when you try to build up a foundation and an organization and get people connected together. We can be from different places and still build an organization that can help our youth right here online all day, every day, with the connection with different people, helping different people. People got connections for this. People got connections for that. People might have connections to help the youth be, get placed in a home that might not have a place to live, might be able to get somebody back in school, help them get their GED, help somebody get their driver's license. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm not up here playing games. I'm not up here just talking, just to be talking. You know what I'm saying? And we can have fun. We ain't gotta be all structured. That's why when you build your own foundation, you can do what you want to do. You can, if you want to come up here and smoke weed while you talk, you can do that. Whoever come through, hit the like button or hit or comment, and then if you want to leave, you can leave. Like I get people, they come through, they don't even hit the like button. They don't even comment, say salute J Hud or I hear you and I'm out. They just look and leave like a motherfucker just did just now. Cornball ass people. Eat my poppers, fuck people. Well, right. For real, man. So mad at people that be tuning into my channel because they don't support me. Nobody supports J Hud when it comes to talking about saving the youth. And that's crazy. I can't believe it. Sometimes it's discouraging. I can't get 10 or 15 people out in the whole World Wide Web to tune in live and talk about ways we can save our community and help our youth in the schools, in the neighborhood, in the prison system, all that. There's so much stuff we could be talking about up here or trying to get to try to help kids. I got kids right now running around in the streets with nowhere to live, 13, 14 years old. Don't trust people to talk to people.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Shit. Blow off the shower. I can't blow it off. My RSVP. Just tell me you can't do it. That's my insurance company, Laura. They just told us.
And people are right with that. People are right going home, laying in their beds, knowing that his kids in right outside of their houses, walking up and down the street with nowhere to live. I understand it's a COVID. You can't invite people in your house like that. But why not try to call somebody and help them out? Make sure they're all right. Make sure they're not hungry. If you can give them a towel and a face cloth, something to drink, something to eat. Try to make some calls for them. See what shelter they can go to. Give them a ride to the shelter. Like when I go outside, I ain't with the giving people money that's just out there with signs talking about they hungry, they this, because I know what they do with that money. I'm from that environment. I'm no different from the people holding them signs up in them corners with the homeless clothes and homeless and asking for money. If you stop through, hit the like button, comment, and then if you want to leave, that's cool. But just look out for J Hud. Damn, hit the like button, comment. Y'all come over here, y'all don't say nothing, man. Damn. Oh, yeah. I had like 10 people come through. Nobody said nothing. They just look and then they leave.
I have this baby thing and Nora has a job.
That's crazy. But it's your boy J Hud. Save Our Youth is still in effect. Save Our Youth. If you live in the inner city and you grew up in the poor neighborhoods, it should be about saving your youth, helping your community.
And I will be there as soon as I'm done with everything. Okay, you good? You okay?
Don't be one of them people that move out of your environment, do good for yourself, and forget where you come from and act like you different from us. I mean, you don't have to save everybody, but you still don't act like you're afraid of us. Some people, they get around certain people and they act like they're afraid of people that in the city. Act like they don't know you if they're around their friends and stuff. I have seen people do that. Know you and be around their co-workers and go into the restaurant or something and act like they don't know you. Like they're ashamed to let people know they know you because you might be from the hood or from the streets. And that's crazy. I would never deny my people nowhere. I don't care who I'm with. I'm going to always acknowledge my people, and I'm going to always let my people know I rock with them. I'm not going against my people no more. I learned my lesson on that, going against my own people, hating on my own people. Not doing that no more. If you stop by here to Save Our Youth, hit the like button. or say salute J Hud, and then if you leave, I'm cool with that. I hate people that come by, view it, but they don't say nothing and they don't hit the like button. It don't cost you nothing. Just hit the like button. Then if you leave, cool. I'm cool with that. You don't have to stay over here and listen and look, but support the channel. It's about our kids. It's about our environments, man.
And what is that exactly? A biohazard removal, whatever.
Well, a lot of times when people die, it can be kind of messy. So what we do is we go in and clean up the mess and make sure that everything is clean and
Chicken poppers was good.
because people don't realize the safety risks involved with the removal of lead and body fluid.
That's all right, though. It's your boy J Hud. I'm still here. I'm gonna always represent. This channel ain't going nowhere. It's only gonna get bigger and better. It's only gonna grow. And I'm gonna be connected, and I'm gonna be able to do a lot of things for people. And that's what I'm working on right now today. I'm gonna be able to do a lot of things that I've been talking about for people through this channel. I'm about to make this a nonprofit organization and get the LLC and start getting these little houses off the ground. I got my boy right now, him and his wife, they just got a house. But I don't know if they did the zoning. They was thinking about doing it for women and kids. But I don't think the zoning is right or something's not right. They got their 501c3 or whatever you're supposed to have. So they're gonna right now they're going to paint the house. And I might go volunteer and paint with them. But they just got the house. So everything I'm talking about that I be talking about, I'm doing. I'm not just up here just talking. Promise you I'm not. I promise you I'm not just up here talking about Save Our Youth and I'm just up here just talking and I ain't working. I'm working. When I get my first my first house, that's gonna be for the youth, Save Our Youth, and I'm gonna call it Save Our Youth House. That's gonna be my first one. And when I first get it and I put it on my page, watch. I'm not just talking. I'm working. And this platform is going to be here. And this platform, you're going to be able to tune into this platform. You're going to be able to get a lot of information. You're going to be able to get a lot of resources, and I'm working on that stuff. It takes time when you're doing stuff basically by yourself. And I don't have no publicist. I don't have no choreographer. I don't have no video format guy. I don't have no audio crew. I don't have no video crew. I'm doing all this myself and learning as I go. I'm looking to move right now. So when I move, I can have my little office set up. I'm learning all this stuff on my own as I go. I'm talking about what I'm going to do. I already graduated, got my degree. I'm still working on my master's. But everything I said I was going to do, I'm doing. When I get that first house, my boy and his wife just got his. They just got their first one. It's about helping our kids out, man. And I'm not just saying that. It's about me going in my community and my environment and seeing what's going on and trying to help. Even if I go over in my community and go in the barbershop and just pay for somebody's haircut, buy somebody something to eat. That's doing something. That's doing something. That's helping in your community. That's doing something. Cause see, that's what people need to do, man. You don't have to do nothing on no big scale. Because we ain't on no big scale. We don't got millions of dollars. So we got to do the best we can for people. So if you can make somebody's day by just feeding them and their family, somebody might have didn't have nothing to eat that day. If I can do that for one family in my neighborhood when I go around my neighborhood, because I still live in the hood, but I just don't live in my neighborhood no more. I live in another hood that I'm familiar with. It's all the same. These inner cities and ghettos are all the same. Different states, different streets, different names, but they're all the same. It's all the same. It's beat down apartments, people hungry, people homeless, people sick, people addicted, people struggling with mental health, people wandering around, don't know what to do, can't even help themselves. We got people out there that's like that. And see, people sit back from these high places and talk about how they helping and how they gonna do stuff. You're not really helping because you're not coming in these inner cities. You don't got your feet on the ground. You're not 10 toes down in these inner cities seeing what's going on so you can figure out ways to help. If you don't see the problem, how you figuring out a way to help, to stop the problem? You're not, because you don't care. We as a black people have no compassion from other races that are in power. And I'm not no racist person. It's just I hate to see other people try to take advantage of people because of a certain color, because they're a certain color and we came up a certain way. Like this world is never equal because we were taken and made slaves. So how is this world fucking equal? It's not. And people don't treat us as we're equal. People think they're better than us for some reason, and they're not. And we gotta teach our kids that today. We gotta teach our kids that they beautiful and they powerful and ain't nobody better than them. People are people, man. And that's what I want to teach my kids, my grandkids. My kids are all grown, but my grandkids are teenage. All my grandkids are teenagers except one. And I told you about that with my son, you know, how he is, you know, if you've been following me and you've been watching my videos. I can't believe nobody is tuning in. Maybe because it's late? Is it Saturday night? Nobody's watching? What's going on? Wow. I've been up here 36 minutes. I haven't got one viewer and one comment. Wow. Some keep moving for some reason. I don't know why. It must be this, huh? That thing's so loose and messed up. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, man, but I ain't tired, so I'm here. I'm here. Yep, but like I said, man, why does something keep beeping like this? What the fuck is it? Maybe I'll come up here with some negative shit. People would be happy then, huh? If I be on some negative bullshit. Maybe that'll make somebody happy. Let's come up here on the bullshit. Come up here talking about, oh man, Black Rob passed away too at 51, man. Rest in peace to him. And my condolences to his family, man. If they ever see this, they probably won't, but you know, I'm just saying it. The spirit will make it to him. The prayer will make it towards him and his family. You know, I just hate to see that lets people know that just because you're a rapper don't mean you're gonna make it. You know, they got, like I said, we got people who pray. You know, the music labels, they prey on people, man. That's their jobs. Their job is to prey on people. It's just like hustling in the streets. Their job is to prey on people, try to get them to sign the worst contract they could sign so you don't have to pay them and you can make money off of them. That's the game. And so if you're going to get into the music game, you have to learn the game. You can't just be a rapper. You can't. And that's another thing that can, if the young people hear the message, if the more people talk about things like this, the more people will hear it. And that's what I be trying to do. Word of mouth is a powerful tool, man. And the more people get up here and start talking positive stuff up to the young kids and start, you know, shouting out suggestions and the way things should be, then the more the kids will hear it. If I'm just talking about it, likely nobody gonna hear it because nobody's tuning in. But if the more people say it, other people are saying it and talking about it, the youth get to hear it and they be like, that's right. I can't just worry about being a rapper. I have to learn the game so I can know how to get a good contract. I can read the contract. I can know what the contract means. And if I don't know what a word means, I can look it up in the dictionary, definition, Google the word and find out what it means. And if I still don't understand the definition, I can have somebody explain what the definition of the word means. And then use it in a sentence for examples or whatever you need to do. You need to learn your craft if you're going to be out here trying to do something. Even people playing sports that might make it in sports. You have to learn your craft and learn how to manage your money when you get a lot of money. You can't just give somebody millions of dollars and you ain't got no skills up here in your head. You can't think. You're gonna blow that money. You're gonna run through it. You're not keeping account of how much you got. You're not deducting what you're spending and seeing what your balance is. Because people think that you have to have financial advisors and financial people taking care of your finances. You can take care of your own damn finances. What I don't care how much money I get. I don't need nobody taking care of my money. I can take care of my own damn money. I can deposit my money in the bank and I can keep a track of how much I got in the bank and how much is going in the bank from any contracts, endorsements, whatever I might have coming in. I'm going to know what they are and I'm going to know how much money is coming in from them endorsements and from that money. Because you can't trust other people to handle your finances because they will fuck you in the end. They will. You have to educate yourself, and we have to preach to our young kids how important it is to educate themselves, man. To learn whatever they want to do, to learn about the business. Don't just be in it. Don't just say I'm gonna be a rapper, and you don't learn none of the business of how to be a rapper and how to make money and how to do the right thing with your money, how to invest your money. That's what I've been learning. I've been trying to learn the stock market game right now, and hopefully I can get lucky and buy some stock and then wake up one morning and the stock be done rose 200%. I'll be like, oh my God, I'm a millionaire in one night. It happens. Shoot. See, Kevin Durant invested in that, whatever he invested in, Botcom, whatever he did, and it made money. You know, they said if you put 5,000 down, you get 200,000. So imagine putting 20,000 down. You made it. Shoot, you came off. You made almost $1 million. Shoot, 25, you made $1 million. Shoot. Now that's coming off. Because then you got the stock. You got about $1 million. You got $1 million worth of stock. You can sell some and you can keep some. You can take that $1 million, you can sell some of the stock, make some cash. You could buy some more stock, or you could bank the cash and keep your stock. But the smart thing probably would be to buy more. Make some cash, then buy some more shares, different stocks that's doing good, and keep investing. It's just like, I guess the stock game is just like hustling, man. You just got to learn it and know what you're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, it used to be a Black Wall Street. They tore that. They made sure they got rid of that. But listen, if you black and you trying to be in power, well, I'm gonna explain to you. Bill Cosby, he went against the grain. He tried to buy the NBC or whatever channel it was, and they told him not to do it. He still tried to do it, and look what happened. They put all the women on him, had him locked up. When you go against the grain, against them people, man, if you're not doing what they doing, if you're not pushing what they pushing, they will finish you off, man. I don't care who you are. If you get out of line and go against the grain, people want to call it Illuminati, whoever you want to call it. I call it people with money that got power that can do what the fuck they want to do in this world. And if you go against them, they will finish your career. I don't care who you are. And that's what happened to Bill Cosby. He tried to buy that station from them white people, and they wasn't going for it. And they told him to stop. His wife told him to stop, and he didn't. He still tried to go through with buying it, and they finished him off. We gotta understand that this world is not built for us. If we get in power, somebody will take it, and you will die some kind of way. They'll either finish you. Look at the other dude that left the team, and all of a sudden all these women start coming around saying he did this, he did. Blackball you in the NBA, the NFL. If you go against the grain, this world is just not. This world is just not a up as people, man. And we just have to realize that. And that's why I said it's so important that we explain to our youth that they need to be educated and they need to learn how to educate themselves and be smarter than being on the streets doing nothing in life. Because in a little while, being on the streets is not going to get you anywhere. Because Paper money is going to be obsolete. You're going to have some kind of credit cards, credit, bank accounts, routing numbers. You're going to have all that in a little while. And if you ain't got that, you're going to be like you don't even matter. It's going to be like you lost, like you homeless, just lost in the world. Like you don't matter to nobody. Nobody know who you are. That's why it's so important to be your own businessman, your own owner, your own homeowner. All that stuff is important. Everything I talk about, man, I'm trying to back up. Like I've been in the streets so long, doing wrong for so long, man. It's just time for me to do right, man. And that's why I said it's about the kids. It's about my community. And I can't help the whole world from right here where I'm at, but I can talk about it and I can let people know what I'm doing and show people what I'm doing. Because when I first came up here and created this platform, I told people I was going to go to school, I was going to graduate, get my degree. I got my associates, I got my bachelor's. I would have had my master's if COVID didn't prolong me, but I'm going to get my master's. I'm in the middle of that too. And I'm working in the field helping kids at the halfway house with the youth come in, the ones that are getting in trouble. So they put them in this place where I work at so they can try to so they can reinvent themselves. So I'm doing that. But my goal is to get that first house and open it up for the youth that might be homeless and need a place to be. And hopefully I can get a good grant written up and I can get the funding that I need to start helping these kids. And that's my goal. And when I get my first house, I'm going to put that up here too. My boy and his wife just got one. I might go over there and help them paint tomorrow, I think they said. Did they say tomorrow? I'll call them and find out. But they got their first one. They're going to do the sober house with theirs. See, I thought about the sober house, which would be good to help people that need help. But I'm more focused on helping the youth because they're our future. And they're the ones that's going to grow up and be running the world and working and building careers for themselves. So, what I'm saying, the older people most of the people that go to these sober houses are people that's already older, already set in their ways. They really don't want to change. You can talk to them till you're blue in the face, but if they don't make a decision to change, you can't help them. You can't help people that don't want to change. You can't. There's nothing you can do for somebody that don't want to change. So I just want to help the youth because a lot of people give up on the young kids. They say the kids are terrible. They don't want to deal with them. But I don't feel like that because I was that kid. I was that kid that nobody probably wanted to deal with. Nobody wanted to talk to. Nobody probably wanted to help. And if I could have had somebody that could have talked to me and helped me out going through what I was going through, I don't think I would have made bad decisions. See, when I came up, we came up poor and that built up like trauma in me because it was embarrassing not having clothes, not having nice sneakers, holy sneakers, sharing your jeans with your brother, your little brother, begging your big older brother could you wear his shirt or something because y'all ain't got a lot of clothes. You can count the clothes you got like in the dresser drawer, 3 pair of pants, 2 shirts, 1 pair of sneakers that you have to wear for the whole damn year. So I grew up like that. So that was a lot of trauma. And I was dark skinned. I was darker out of my 2 brothers. I'm the middle brother. I was dark skinned. So I dealt with a lot of trauma, people cutting on me, calling me Blackie at midnight and all. I went through all that, man. We're not having no furniture in our house. All that stuff was embarrassing, man, and built up a lot of stress and a lot of anger in me. And if I had somebody to talk to about them things, I think somebody could have talked me through as a young kid because I didn't know how to make decisions when dealing with stuff like that. And we were home by ourselves and my mother had to work. She had 3 boys at a young age. She had my brother when she was 15. She had me at 16, almost 17. And she had my other brother at 18, my little brother. And, dropped out of school in 8th grade. So she had to work and pay the rent, pay the bills. So we didn't have much, sleeping on mattresses, could eat stuff because that food was for tomorrow or, that type of stuff, like hungry and just couldn't eat nothing because the food was for tomorrow or for dinner or for breakfast, stuff like that. So happy to go to school in lunchtime. You waiting for lunchtime. You know what I'm saying? Like I was one of them kids, happy as hell when lunchtime came, eat everything on the tray. And what somebody else might not want, I ate. And I know people probably was used to say that nigga hungry. He eat everything every time. Like I go to my friend's house, they got normal households, furniture, family, food, fruit on the table, snacks, boxes of cereal. Like I used to go to my friend's house and feel so comfortable and feel like I was normal at their houses. I hated to leave because I had to go back to the empty house with nothing in it, dark. You know, my mother in the bed with a TV in her room because she got to go to work, and she's sleeping, and me and my brother sharing the room, and I think we have a TV. I think we had a little black and white TV back then. You know, nothing in the room but mattress over here and a mattress over there, and a dresser that she probably done found from somewhere when people put their furniture out. You know, we used to do that too. Yeah, my mother go looking around for stuff to put in the house. You know, that's how I grew up, man. So I made the wrong decisions to go to the streets because the money was appealing to me, and I could buy what I wanted. I could buy clothes. I could buy food. You know what I'm saying? And I could have friends, and that's what it's about for me. So I started chasing money, smoking weed, chasing money, and I found myself doing robberies, and end up getting a 6 to 12 year bid for armed robbery at 16, turning 17, and then came home after that and started hustling and selling drugs. My mother was living on Congress Avenue over a package store. I was like, oh my fucking God. I couldn't believe it. I said, my mother worked at the VA all her life, was there about 20 years, and she living over a fucking package store. I said, this shit ain't working. And it's crazy because it's really a 1 bedroom, but she turned it into a 2 bedroom and gave me the bedroom in the back. And she had the bedroom like it's a living room and another room right here, really supposed to be like a dining room, I guess, or whatever. But she made that her bedroom. So when I come in the house, I got to walk through her room to go to the kitchen and go to my room. So I used to try to use the back door so I didn't have to walk through her, you know, her room, and she might be sleeping and stuff. But yeah, that's how we live, man. And so, you know, I know what it is to be poor. I know how it feels. I know how I feel not to have nobody to talk to. And that's why I say it's about the youth for me. That's why I know if I can just connect to the right kids that don't have nobody to talk to, I can be that voice for them. Even on the computer, somebody 17, 18 might be going through some shit and can't talk to nobody. But I know most of them don't even have phones, and they don't even be up here because they don't have no internet, no cable. You know how many people in the inner city don't have internet and cable? Everybody think everybody got computers and laptops and phones. Everybody don't. A lot of people in where I live at got state phones where the minutes run out after a certain amount of time. That's what a lot of people got around here. They don't have no phones. You know, we got some people that work that have phones and computers or laptops, but not everybody. Everybody don't have laptops and computers in their house. And that's just the truth, man. And so that's why I say I'm one of them people that's gonna help their community because I heard it for so long. You know what I'm saying? So, and the girl that killed my daughter, I just want to say that this chick is home now too. She only did 10 years, and so that's something hard for me to deal with. You know, what if I see this girl run into this girl? This girl that killed my daughter. Like, come on, man. Like, how does that work? How does that work? How does that work? And that's why I need people to talk to too, because I need to know how that worked because I don't understand it because I don't know what kind of feelings or emotions going to come through me when I see this girl that killed my daughter. Like that's not a good situation, something nobody should want to have to go through. You know what I'm saying? So I need people to talk to, and I know other people need, young kids need people to talk to. They might not have nobody to talk to, and I want to be that person that they can talk to. When I go around my way and I be talking, walking, I get out my car, I walk around everything. Y'all see me out there. Y'all see me videoing the young boys riding the bikes, nephews riding their bikes and stuff, pulling off, and y'all be seeing them videos I be doing when I be out there. I be out there. They respect me and they talk to me, but I just don't put nobody on film on camera like that because I don't want to do that to nobody because I don't know what nobody might be into, what they might be doing. So I don't talk to nobody about nothing because I know everybody ain't doing what I'm doing. So people might be doing what they got to do to survive. And I don't want to be that person that get nobody in trouble for nothing. I'm not going to do that. If I was a nasty dude, I wouldn't care. I'd just be doing anything, video, talking, because ain't nobody going to stop me from doing it out there. I do what I want to do when I go out there, but I just got respect for people. You know what I'm saying? And I stay out of people's business. You know what I'm saying? I do what I do, and that's it. If I see the kids riding the bikes, I videotape that. But that's all. I ain't gonna put no. That's why you never see me put nobody faces on there and talking to nobody for no 15 minutes and got the camera just focused on their face and talk, looking up and down. I'm not doing that. If you've seen some people in passing and talking, it's just because we was talking and walking down the block or whatever. Like I said, I get out and I talk to everybody, even the kids that walk by that be looking all ill and tough. I'll be like, "What's up, young brothers?" I break them down. Before we leave, before the conversation over, they be laughing for real, and I'd be like, "That's what you got to do, man. You got to break the ice with these kids, because most of them just putting on the act. Most of them want to be kids. They want to have fun. They want to laugh. They want to joke, and they're robbed of their childhood. Most of these kids are robbed of their childhood because they got to act like men because of their environment. People got guns, people beefing, the gangs. So, everything ain't humble. Out in the streets is real. You can get killed. You can get shot any given day because dudes are beefing and shooting with each other, neighborhood beefs and all that stuff going on. That's why I tell people it's the same everywhere. It's the same everywhere in the inner city, man. Gangs beefing with each other, killing each other, shooting at each other. It's not just happening in one place. It's not just happening in Chicago. It's not just happening in New York, LA. It's happening in Connecticut too. It's happening down south too. It's happening in Atlanta too. It's everywhere. Anywhere you got inner cities and people living in poverty, you're going to have drugs, guns, and beefing and killing. That comes along with the territory. It's a shame, but it does. That's why we have to let our youth know that's not the way to go. You don't need to make money you don't need to be in the streets. You can make money doing legit stuff that you might like to do. And you can make money doing it. Go to school, get your education. People be talking, "Oh man, it is. You do what you like to do. You learn what you love to do. And you learn how to invest your money. And you learn how to save your money and build up your credit and do the right thing. You can do anything or have any job. And as long as you know how to pay your bills and save your money right and budget your money and sacrifice some time, you can still be a homeowner or a business owner. And they have small loans for people, like small business loans or grants that you can get that you don't have to pay back. Like, a lot of people don't know all that stuff, but I'm here to tell you that it's out there. It's out there. That's what people want to see, like stuff like this. Look, if I say, look at this. Is this what y'all want to see? People crazy, man. I don't know. I've been up here for like an hour. People came through. Nobody commented. It's just terrible, man. It really is. It's your boy J Hud, man. Still about saving our youth, man. I haven't been up here for a while, so I just came up here, man. I've been focusing on the basketball, and so, but I gotta remember that it's still about our young adults. After a sense of identity during adolescence, people must acquire the ability to fuse the identity with the identity of another person while maintaining their sense of individuality. Young adulthood, a time from about 19 to 30, is circumscribed not so much by time as the acquisition of intimacy. At the beginning of the stage and development of genera- what's that? Generativity at the end. For some people, this stage is a relative short time, lasting perhaps only a few years. For others, young adulthood may continue for several decades. Young adulthood should develop more genuality, more, it should be more genuine, develop mature more genuinely, experience the conflict between intimacy and isolation, and acquire the basic strength of love. That's young adulthood. See how they said some people stay in young adulthood only for a few years and some stay there for decades. And that's because their mentality and different circumstances makes that happen. Like some people might go to jail at a young age. So when they come home as grown older men, they still acting immature because they still stuck on the young adulthood that they might have missed out on. So they might be trying to relive it. And that's what they said, that's something that's got to change. Intimacy versus isolation. Young adulthood is marked by the psychosocial crisis of intimacy versus isolation. Intimacy is the ability to fuse one's identity with that of another person without the fear of losing it. You know what I'm saying? Building a relationship with a person. You can have intimacy with another dude. It don't have nothing to do with sex. It just means you have a relationship with that person. You can talk to that person. You don't have to worry about losing or that person disrespecting you. You know that person's gonna listen to what you gotta say, give you some good advice. That's all that mean when they say being intimate with somebody else. It don't mean some people. It don't mean sex. Some people think when they hear intimacy, that means sexual relations. It can mean that with your wife or your girl, but it don't mean that in that way all the time. True genuality can develop only during young adulthood when it is distinguished by mutual trust and a stable sharing of sexual satisfaction with a loved person. See, that's when they talking about when you build intimacy, genuality with the person you love, the opposite sex. That's when it can mean that with them. See, it says in contrast, mature intimacy means an ability and willingness to share a mutual trust. It involves sacrifice, compromise, and commitment within a relationship of two equals. It should be required for marriage too. That's what they're saying. But many marriages lack intimacy because some young people marry as part of their search for their identity that they failed to establish during adolescence. But see, that's what I'm telling you. Then that's what they said. Some people don't grow up. Some people still act as if they're adolescents because they missed something when they were young, or they missed that intimacy that they should have had with somebody, or relationships they should have had, and they should have matured. But for some reason, they got stagnated and they stayed stuck in adolescent stage. And you see when it said, we read earlier, and it says some people only stay in young adulthood for a couple years, and some people stay there forever because they don't grow up and they don't grow up. It's something they lack and that they think they're gonna be able to regain by acting that way at 40 years old. That's like when you have these guys out here 40 years old still talking about their gang members. You lacking something when you act like that. You lacking something. Some kind of stability, maturity, or whatever you're supposed to have, you don't have because you're 40 years old, 40 plus, talking about you a gang member and you active and you still out here in the streets. And I'm only talking about people in my neighborhood that I see at that age acting that way, wearing colors and hanging with the young boys and talking like the young boys and talking to the youngins like they still 19 and they 40 something, pants hanging down. Like that's not normal behavior for a 40 something year old person. And when you see somebody acting like that, mentally something's wrong with that person. They don't have to be retarded or don't know how to spell, slobbing on themselves, but they lack something that would have them to grow up and to get past that stage. And that's what I'm trying to explain. Like you should be mature enough to start acting as an adult after you get a certain age. Childish things you should put away after a certain age. It's all right to have fun and still act crazy and kiddish, having fun, which you might have fun with somebody laughing with your girl or your homeboys acting silly. But at a certain age, if you are a gang member at 19, you still shouldn't be doing the same thing as a gang member at 40. And if you are, then that's a problem. Somebody you need some help. You need to reinvent yourself for real. It'd be nice if somebody could hit the like button or somebody could comment. J Hud, Save Our Youth. That's what it's about. I'm not up here talking negative or cussing people out, which I can do too. I can cuss a motherfucker out quick. No, but I'm just talking about maturity and young adulthood, man, and how we need to start paying attention to people in our own communities, man, because people are suffering in our communities, man. I'm telling you, man. I was in somebody's house today in my community where I grew up at, and their house is so in shambles, man, and they're not able to comprehend or to fix nothing or to even clean up to keep the house. They need help, man, and they're not getting it. And nobody comes to help this person. They're in there by themselves. You know what I'm saying? And they need some kind of mental health. They don't even have enough knowledge to even like you could go outside and try to go sign up to get help medically or food stamps if they need it for food, or they don't even know how to do none of that. They don't know how to write their name, and there's a lot of people like that in the inner cities. And that's why I say it's up to us sometime to help these people, like, because nobody else is. And then some of these people have kids that are just like fending for themselves because the mother's not doing nothing. The father's not around. The mother's not doing nothing. The kids are fending for themselves. They might not have food to eat. They might not have clothes. They don't have no computers, no phones, none of that stuff. And so people be talking about they helping, but you helping from up here and you don't really see the problem. So how can you fix something if you don't know what's wrong? You have to be out there 10 toes down on the ground in the field, seeing what's wrong so we can come up with ways to try to fix it. And that's what I'm trying to do. And that's why I'm trying to build this platform up and get people to start talking and conversating about the things that are going on in their communities too, that we can start talking about. Maybe we can come up with ways to fix them ourselves. Even if we got to start trying to connect with other people that got the connections to start changing some things. Because people need help in the inner cities, mental health, drug addiction. I know all these things sound cliche because you hear them all the time, but it's real. You have people suffering from addiction in the inner cities that are not getting any help. They don't even know how to get help, and the people are not trying to help them. You have young kids out here homeless at 13 years old, 12 years old, that's just wandering around the streets, sitting in here, sitting in there, sleeping over here, sleeping outside on the porch over here, sitting in somebody's backyard in an old car sleeping. This stuff is going on in my community, and I know it's going in other poor, poverty-stricken neighborhoods all across the world. I know it's not just here, and I hate to see that, man. I hate to see these young kids addicted to this fentanyl, addicted to this crack, addicted to these perk 30s, these Xanax bars, and all that shit, alcohol. Like, I hate to see all that, man. And you know what? I was a part of that shit. On the negative side, I sold that shit. I did robberies. I sold drugs. I stole shit. I got high. I went to jail, came home, did the same shit for years. Until one day, after my daughter got killed, I said, what the fuck has the streets done for me? Sent me to jail for 24 years of my life. Took my youngest daughter, 16 years old. Somebody shot her in the face and killed her at 16 years old. Drug addiction, drug sales, broken relationships with my son. And I can't, we got a broken relationship because I've been in jail so much and I wasn't really there for him. And he got kids now that I don't even he don't let me deal with because of that, because he's still mad, which he should have got over by now, but he hasn't. I was only 17 when he was born. I didn't even know how to be a fucking father. And you're still holding that shit against me today after I apologized numerous times. And when I was home, I did the best I could do as a father. I supported you all I could. Every birthday, I was in the streets. So money wasn't nothing. Time was, I used to come get them and take them with me for the weekend. I was still hustling, but I had them with me. Had them with my girl and her son. And that's what his mother did. Brainwashed him and told him that I loved somebody else and their son because I was with somebody in there. But it's because she was messing around with other people. But see, she never told him that. Oh, your father left because I was cheating on him. She didn't tell him that. She just said, oh, he with somebody else in their family. He don't love you. He's taking care of somebody else's son. He don't love you. You his son and he with somebody else. And she brainwashed him with that for years. But she never told him that she was the one cheating. That's why we broke up. She never told him that. She got him thinking I just left for nothing. And that's fucked up because he took it out on me and my mother and my daughters, which was his sisters, and he didn't have a relationship with none of them. So what did they do to you for you not to have a relationship with them? They didn't do nothing to you. My mother supported you all your life, and then you got old enough and you never even called her, never even see how she was doing. You got a sister, Tiffany. You don't even call her. You don't see how she doing. Jamise was your sister. She died. You came to the funeral, but you didn't deal with them. What did they do to you? So I just left it like that. He's a grown man. I'm a grown man. He's doing good, so he married. So I leave him alone. You know, what can you do? I'm still paying for my mistakes, I guess. That's all I can do. But I'm not gonna be negative about it. I'm not gonna let it hinder me from doing what I gotta do as a man today. Like I said, I don't sell drugs today. I don't sell drugs today. I don't use drugs today. I don't hang out and look for ways to get over on people no more. When I go outside, I'm outside just chilling because that's my environment. What I suppose people don't go. I hate when people say, "Oh, I don't go around there no more." That's where you grew up all your life. Why wouldn't you go around there? Well, you think you different now? I would always go around my neighborhood because that's my culture. That's where I feel good at. I have built bonds with people in them neighborhoods, man. That's bonds for life. We're friends for life, and we'll always be friends. And I'm gonna always go back, and I'm always try to help out when I can. I spend my last to feed somebody. I spend my last to give somebody some if they need something in their house. I'll do that because that's what it's about. We survive together. We pour together. We survive together in this poverty-stricken ass neighborhood. We sat out. We built bonds with each other, sitting outside all night, trying to get something to eat. Thinking of a way we could get something to eat. Thinking of a way we can get some fresh sneakers. Doing what we had to do to try to make a buck to help mama pay the lights because the lights is off today, or the gas is off today. See, that's stuff we lived with every day. Your lights being off, your gas being off, no food in the refrigerator, no furniture in the house. See, I lived all that shit. So all that pain and hurt and that embarrassment turn into stress and trauma, and you find ways to forget about that shit because it's just so aggravating and stressful to grow up poor and not have nothing. Nobody should be have to want something to have to be hungry. Nobody should have to not have a place to lay their head at night to go to sleep and be safe in a house with locked doors. Like nobody should have to live like that, man. And these people buy these properties, man, and they own these slumlords own these properties in the inner city, man, and they do the bare minimum pass inspection, and then they expect people to live there and just put up with this shit. Like, but they wouldn't live like that. So why should we? That's why I said we gotta start speaking up, man. If you live in the inner city and your landlord ain't fixing something, don't let his ass slide. Cause he might have gave you something or fixed something else, and they act like that's a fucking gift, like you supposed to shut the hell up now and don't say nothing. No, even if you're on Section 8 and your shit ain't working right, call your fucking worker and tell them that they shit not working, so they can stop their fucking payment until they fix it. That's what we got to start doing. If somebody hanging on your porch, go downstairs and tell them to get the hell off your porch. You ain't going for it. Don't smoke weed on your porch. Don't sell drugs on your porch. Like, we have to speak up. We can't be scared to speak up and take our neighborhoods back, man. They did it in the 70s, man. That's what they did. They protected the kids. Today, they don't even protect the kids today. And it shouldn't be like that. The kids, you don't even see kids jumping rope no more, playing jacks, hopscotch. You see none of that. You know why? Because the streets are taken over in the inner city by people trying to make money so they can survive. Or they getting high. And it's just a madness. Like, it's an environment I'm gonna show y'all one day what I'm talking about. I'm gonna park on the Ave one day, and I'm not gonna show the people who hustling, but I'm gonna show all the fiends that be coming through copping. And I want you to take a look and watch very closely what you see, and you tell me what you see. I think I'm gonna try to do that on my next day. I'm off tomorrow, but I'm not gonna come out on a Sunday. I need to go to church on a Sunday, but church ain't nothing but a building, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the church. It's what you learn from what you reading or you praying and you got that personal relationship with God. As long as I pray and I got a personal relationship with a higher being, I ain't into all that church and passing the damn pan around 30 times and pastor telling you this, but then you see him smoking a cigarette in the back of the church or looking at some girl ass in the back of the church. Like I hate shit like that, man. That phony shit. Yeah, I know we all not perfect and nobody's Jesus Christ, so people gonna sin because we're born out of sin. But when you got somebody that's supposed to be preaching the word, they should be trying to live right as much as they can. I know you ain't gonna be able to do everything right, but if I'm gonna be a pastor, I'm gonna be living right. I'm not gonna be a pastor and still drinking or still getting high, smoking weed, or standing around looking at other women, lusting on women, or cheating on my wife while I'm a pastor. Like, aren't you afraid that God's gonna punish the hell out of you for that? Like, and then if it's a God and you a fear man, you fear God, how could you cheat on your wife while you a pastor? And then you don't fear that God is gonna punish you for that. I don't understand it, man. Jesus Christ ain't had no building. He just walked around and he hung out with the prostitutes, the whores, and the I said prostitutes and whores. Sorry, y'all. Prostitutes, tax collectors, robbers, scammers, adulterers, cheaters, rapists. That's who Jesus hung with. So why can't I hang around them? Because they'll think I'm doing what they're doing and they'll lock my ass up, huh? That's why. That's what I'm trying to tell you. At any given time, you don't have to you ain't have to never sell a drug in your life. All you got to be doing is standing in the wrong place when the police jump out in the inner cities and they find some shit on the ground and they take everybody to jail. And now you in jail and you ain't did shit. And you go in there and you say, I don't sell drugs. I was just standing there talking to my boy. The police jumped out. They find some shit. They lock us all up. And then the first thing they do, they think you lying, first of all. And then the first thing they do is start offering you fucking time. They ain't trying to get to the truth. They just start offering you time. And now you scared to go to trial because if you lose, you might get 20 fucking years. So if they offer you 18 months, you're going to take it and do the 18 months. And that's how easy it is for somebody to become a goddamn criminal in the inner city. And people that don't live in the inner city don't understand that shit. And that's what I try to explain to people. Even when I used to be in school, they try to talk that book shit. And I used to be, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. Have you lived that life? Well, you can't imagine how it is then. You can't tell me how it is. I lived that shit. You can be a good dude all the time, never sold a drug in your life, and end up in fucking jail doing time. What's up, bro? Lulo, what's going on, baby? I'm chilling, man. Just chilling, just talking about the inner city, man. Some things that people just don't understand when you grow up in the inner city. How you grow up poor with, what I'm saying? And it's a lot of different things that people don't understand. Like, you can catch a bid living in the inner city, ain't never sold a drug in your life, just standing in the wrong place. The police come, they find some shit, you going to jail because you was just standing there. It just happened to my boy last Thursday. He don't sell no drugs. He just live in the hood and he smoke weed and he hang out, come outside, smoke with people, buy his little beer and he have fun. He's standing in front of the building where they hustling at. The police come, the big boys come. All right, just tapping in. I hear y'all. I respect that, man. Other people be tapping in, they be looking, but they don't comment, they don't say nothing. I'll be like, damn, it don't cause you nothing to comment. Don't cause you nothing to say a word. Like, hit the like button and then comment. Then if you want to skirt out, okay. I appreciate the support. Like you did. You said just tap it in. That's cool. If you bounce after that, I'm good with that. Like, that's what I be saying. Like, people just should tap in. Like, I ain't no corny ass nigga. Like, I know what I'm talking about. Gotta be interesting to somebody. If you grew up, especially if you grew up in the inner city and you understand what I'm talking about, you can go to jail just by being on the block. Because you live on the block and you don't hustle, and you can go to jail just because you standing in the wrong spot. And that's what happened to my boy, man. He went to jail last Thursday, standing in the wrong spot. And that's why I said, then now he in jail and they charging him with some shit that they found in the back of the building. They charged him and 4 other people because nobody said it's mine. So they took everybody. And now he in jail with a charge and he never sold drugs in his life. And that's why I try to tell people it's that easy to go to jail when you live in the inner city. It can happen to me. I could come outside tomorrow, go stand around, talk to my cousin or my boy, something, my nephew, just be talking, you know what I'm saying? And then boom, it could be some shit on the ground, or it could be some shit on a nigga. The police could come, find the shit. The police could take the shit, take some out, give it to him, take some out, give it to me, and lock both our asses up. They have done that before. I've seen them do that. So everybody that live in the inner city ain't evil minded, man. Like, it's just we grow up a certain way, and that's our connection. We like to go in our own neighborhoods and hang with people we built bonds with. Like, where else would I go? Like, unless I'm going out or something, I go out. But when I want to go kick with people that I built 20 and 30-year relationships with that live in the inner city, I'm gonna do that. And I'm not gonna say I can't come over your house because you live in the ghetto. I live in the ghetto too. I can't say, oh, I don't mess with these young kids because they off the hook. Nah, them young kids are still your peoples. You was off the hook when you was a young kid and people fucked with you. So don't treat the young generation like that. It's their time. Let them have their time. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect that. We older now. Let the young kids have their time. It's their time now. And that's the problem with the older generation and the disconnect with the younger generation, because they don't want to accept the fact that it's not their time no more. You got to get your old ass out the way, sit in your wheelchair and roll on out the way and give the streets to the young kids because they got it now. But we just got to try to teach them how to have it the right way, how to do the right thing, how to go to school, how to have an education, how to learn how to run your own business, how to learn how to fill out applications, how to learn how to go to work and budget your money, build your credit. Like, that's the stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with them being in the inner city where they grew up at all their life, but teach them that they don't have to stay there. They don't have to stay there. If you're selling drugs and you're gonna be there, because most people that selling drugs, they don't make it. I don't know nobody who was very successful at selling drugs in my area. I mean, a lot of people had a lot of money, but they end up either dead or in jail with a lot of time because they don't know how to get out of it. You might have one or two people that did the right thing. They got out of the game and they made some money and they live in the right way now. Salute to them, because I wish I could have did it, but I was a dummy. I didn't do it. I made a lot of money in the streets and I fucked up a lot of money in the streets. It's just not a life to live. And some people say they don't care. I don't care. You live and you die. Fuck it. We gonna die one day. They trying to talk that tough shit, but they don't mean it. They don't mean it. Because if they meant that shit, they'd be running up in banks and just shoot motherfuckers and everything. So when they talk that dumb shit, I don't fall for that. I tell them, bro, I ain't falling for that. If you meant that, you'd be just wilding out right now. You'd be doing anything if you didn't care. You'd be shooting it out with the police, everything. You just wouldn't give a fuck. So don't act like you don't give a fuck, because you do give a fuck. And I try to tell these young brothers, I'm not afraid to talk to you young brothers. A lot of people my age, they want to. Oh, I don't mess with them young kids. I let them have it because they'll mess around and shoot you and all. Man, I'm not scared of these young kids. I ain't worried about them shooting me, because we are them. If you don't know how to talk to these kids and something, you shouldn't be outside. Because I know how to talk to the young brother. When I leave, yeah, the game is over. No accountability. You're right, Lou. You're definitely right. These young boys is out there killing each other, robbing each other. It's a madhouse outside at night in the streets on a Saturday night. You kidding me? They're going crazy out there right now. Nick, everybody got guns. If you don't got a gun, don't be outside in New Haven at night. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If you ain't carrying no pistol, don't be hanging around outside, because you either gonna get robbed or you'll fuck around and get shot in the way. That's why I don't hang out at night in New Haven. And people think I'm just saying it, but I'm dead serious. Everybody got poles on where I'm from. Everybody. Or everybody outside, because they outside, they're in the streets. That's why when people see me out there, they be like, why is you going around that? I be like, because I grew up around, I live around that. What am I gonna run from it from? I can't run from my environment. I just got to be safe. I'm not living like that. There got people that can be around it and don't live like that because they're not living like that. So they don't got nothing to worry about. Plus, I know everybody. I know everybody in my town. from the OG dudes to the young dudes. I know everybody. So when I'm outside, I don't have to worry about nothing because I in every neighborhood, I know people everywhere. And y'all see it when y'all be when I turn my phone on everywhere I go, I'm talking to somebody or somebody's walking up to me or walking up to the car or we walking and once I get out the car, like I know everybody. New Haven is not big, you know, but it's not sweet and it's not soft and it's not rich. I don't know why people be thinking New Haven, Connecticut. If you live in New Haven or you live in Connecticut, you straight, because that's some bullshit. I ain't never been straight. Poor all my damn life. So if you believe that, something wrong with you. Yeah, I got this book right here. It's called I had this when I graduated from I think my first 2 years. No, my second 2 years. I this was a book for one of my classes, psychology classes. You know, and that's why I try to tell people this stuff in here, a theory ain't nothing but an assumption. That's all a theory means. And people and scientists and stuff, they take their theories and they get hypotheses, and a hypothesis is just it's a guess. Like it's just your opinion. It's not no fact. It's just something that it's like a educated guess. That's all a hypothesis is. A theory is something you thinking of and you in your mind, you thinking of it, and then the hypothesis is supposed to prove it and back it up. And then it's supposed to be able to get tested by a scientific method. And if it can't be proven, then it's not going to be fact. It's just going to be a theory. If you can't scientifically prove it, it ain't nothing but a theory. So a lot of these professors, psychologists back in the days, they wasn't nothing but a bunch of people that's guessing about a bunch of shit. They didn't know shit. Freud, Sigmund Freud, or whatever his name was, all his theories were never proven scientifically. So they were just theories. They were just assumptions or educated guesses, you know? So when people hear that stuff, don't be afraid of that stuff, man. Ain't nothing but words, man. For real. Like, because when I say that because when I was young, I mean, when I was thinking about school and stuff, I hear hypotheses and theories. I'd be like, oh, I ain't gonna be able to do this shit. But that was a lie. Yeah, Philly getting crazy too. I know, man. It's a lot of stuff going on in Philly, Lou, with them with them OBH dudes, man. That dude AR Ab just got 45 years for the feds, man, and his brother out there wilding and arguing with his best friend, Dark Low, and they really getting rough out there in Philly, huh? My boy Stepwin, that's where you from, Lou. That my boy Stepwin from Philly too. You know Stepwin, right? He used to hit me up when I come on live. I ain't seen the brother in a while though. Yes, I be looking through this book and I be like, these people are just, you know, they just think of stuff and it ain't no proof to none of their stuff. Like fraud, you know, psychoanalysis and analysis, psychoanalysis. That's what Freud believed in. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, his theory, psychoanalysis, it was the most famous of all personality theories. But they're just theories. Like this, what he believed happened to people's minds when stuff happens. It says Freud's understanding of human personality was based on his experience with patients, his analysis of his own dreams, and his vast readings in various sciences and humanities. These experiences provided the basic data for the evolution of his theory. To him, theories followed observation, and his concept of personality underwent constant revisions during the last 50 years of his life. Evolutionary though it was, Freud insisted that psychoanalysis could not be subjected to eclecticism, and disciples, when deviated from his basic ideas, soon found themselves personally and professionally ostracized by fraud. It's just saying they just couldn't believe his shit. He believed that trauma came from childhood experience from the parents, and you had your sexuality was a lot of your was had a lot to do with who you developed and who you end up being. He said you had the id, the ego, the super ego, and your he came up with that what they called it, um what did they call it? What they called it? See, Floyd, he believes in the unconscious, like your mind, like your unconscious contain all those drive, urges, and instincts that are beyond our awareness, that nevertheless motivate most of our words, feelings, and actions. So he believed the unconscious mind is what creates us. And a lot of people they don't believe that. A lot of people believe in the humanistic, like you develop who you are from your parents, from your parents' development, your parents' relationship with you. That's how you develop who you are, who you become. If you don't have a good relationship with your parents, then you most likely you're gonna grow up with some kind of trauma or some kind of behavior problems, because you didn't get that love as a kid. You didn't get that connection to your parents. The most primitive part of the mind was Dazek, or the it, which is almost always translated into English as id. A second division was Das Ich, or the I, translated as ego. And the final province was Das Über Ich, or the over I, which is rendered in English as the super ego. And that's what Freud believed you was made up of. The id, the ego, and the super ego. It says the id was at the core of personalities and completely unconscious is the physical region called the id, a term derived from the impersonal pronouncement meaning the it, or the not yet owned component of personality. So not let own. The id has no contact with reality. So that says the id has no relationship with the person, with the personality. It's not normal. Like, you can't control the id. It has no contact reality, yet it strives constantly to reduce tension by satisfying basic desires, because its sole function is to seek pleasure. And that's what the id is. Its sole function is just pleasure. That's all the id is. It just seeks pleasure. So it's not realistic, because you can't just seek pleasure and just go at just trying to get pleasure without following rules. If that's the case, people will be just raping people, robbing banks, taking what they want. So it's that's why they said it's not the it is not living in reality. Then it says a newborn infant in the personification of an uncucumbered by restriction of ego and superego. The infant seeks gratification of needs without regard for what is possible, that it demands of the ego. That's saying like a little kid, that it's like they can be an example of the id, because they look for satisfaction without thinking about consequences. It says, without regard what is possible, that it demands of the ego, or what is proper, that is restraints of the superego. Instead, it sucks when the nipple is either present or absent, and gains pleasure in either satisfaction. Although the infant receives life sustaining food only by sucking a nurturing nipple, it continues to suck because its id is not in contact with reality. And that's what they're trying to say. The infant fails to realize that thumb sucking behavior cannot sustain life, because the id has no direct contact with reality. It is not altered by the passage of time or by the experience of the person. Childhood with impulses remain unchanged in the id for decades. Besides being unrealistic and pleasure seeking, the id is illogical and can simultaneously entertain incompatible ideas. For example, a woman may show conscious love for her mother while unconsciously wishing to destroy her. These opposing desires are possible because the id has no morality, that it cannot make value judgment or distinguish between good and evil. That's what I said earlier. It don't know nothing about consequences. So the id is not in reality. So the ego is the one of the reason of the mind in contact with reality. We have egos. It says the ego is the only region of the mind in contact with reality. It grows out of the id during infancy and becomes a person's soul source of communication with the external world. It is governed by the reality principle, which tries to sustain for the pleasure principle of the id. As the scale regions of the mind is contacted with the external world, the ego becomes the decision maker and the executive branch of personality. And that's true. That's true. So I can believe Freud when he says that, but I don't believe that no id. It is just, I just think he's just trying to say that's something that's just not living in reality because it's just pleasure seeking. I mean, we all pleasure seek, but we know how far to go. Some people don't. They pleasure seeking. They just, that's why you got people locked up in jail for rape, people locked up for stealing, because they ignore the consequences and they just act off impulse. That's why they said their ego should be able to control that. So if you don't have no super ego, you'll be all right. It says the superego represents the moral and ideal aspect of personality and is guided by the moralistic and idealistic principles, as opposed to the pleasure principle of the id and the realistic principle of the ego. The superego grows out of the ego, and like the ego, it has no energy of its own. However, the superego differs from the ego in one important aspect. It has no contact with the outside world and therefore is unrealistic in its demands for perfection. The superego has two subsystems, the conscious and the ego ideal. Freud did not clearly distinguish between these two functions. He never explained it. But in general, signs the conscious results from experiences with punishment for improper behavior and tells us what we should not do, where the ego ideal develops from experience with rewards for proper behavior and tells us what we should do. A primitive conscience comes into existence when a child conforms to parental standards out of fear of loss of love or approval. Later, during the Oedipal phase, that's another phase he talking about, Oedipal phase of development. These ideals are internalized through identification with the mother and father. A well developed superego acts to control sexual and aggressive impulses through the process of repression. So the super ego controls sexual and aggressive impulses through the process of repression. It cannot produce repression by itself, but it can order the ego to do so. So the super ego tells the ego to control somebody when they have urges. It says judging in actions and intentions. Guilt is the result when the ego acts or events or even intends to act contrary to the moral standards of the superego. Feelings of inferiority arises when the ego is unable to meet the superego standards of perfection. Guilt then is a function of the conscious, whereas inferiority feelings stem from the ego ideal. Freud is crazy, man. And that's why it'd be hard for, and see, all this stuff I just read is nothing but theories and hypothesis by Freud. None of this shit was ever proven. So it's not fact. So if anybody ever come to you and say anything about philosophy is fact, you tell them they're a damn lie. Philosophy is no fact to none of it. It's just educated guesses, theories, and hypotheses to try to prove it and back it up. But most of it have no scientific proof, no scientific measures to prove it. It don't correlate with a lot of different stuff that they say it do, then it's not proven. It's just theories. Most of Freud's stuff was never proven. Most of his stuff was never proven. And that's why I say in school, some of this stuff is like, what the fuck do we need to learn this shit for? Because you can't use it for nothing. It's all theory. And if I want to use his theory on a client or something, I'm not gonna go with his theory. I'm gonna go with my own damn theory. What I think worked. Like just like they were smart and intelligent enough to come up with their own theories that they think might work. I got my own theories. I don't need to use nobody else's. And if it's proven fact and it's and it can be proven and it's something that's been working, because they have a lot of proven facts about a lot of different methods and stuff that have been proven, scientifically proven, and it's proven that they work. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of them, but it's a lot of them that has never been proven to work. So I can come up with my own ways to try to help people. And I think just talking to people and letting people talk and I just listen, I think talk therapy is a very powerful tool. I really do. I think talk therapy should be used more. Sometimes the doctors give people medicine when they don't even need medicine. All they need probably is a session once a week or twice a week, a group session or a one-on-one session with a therapist or whatever. And sometimes that's enough for somebody instead of putting them on medication, because medication only works for 90 days. And then after 90 days of taking it, it ain't doing shit for you. You're just building up a tolerance. Then you got to try to get something more powerful. But it's your boy J Hud, man. It's about saving our youth, man. And this is the type of stuff I'm talking about, man. This is the type of stuff we're going to be talking about. Shout out to Lou Law for coming through. I appreciate it, bro. You was the only one that had enough sense to comment, you know what I'm saying, and come in and say something before you peeled out. I respect that. I had like 10 people come in, don't say shit. Just peel out. Don't come by here no more. I'm telling you, you're going to get the... Come on. See what my shirt say? Talk is cheap. Just do it. That should be my damn. That should have been my thumbnail. A moving thumbnail like this. Talk is cheap. Just do it. That's nice, right? Man, that motherfucking foot. They gonna say the youth, baby. It's about the youth. All you kids. All you kids. Yeah, man. J Hud Save Our Youth, man. Let's talk about it. Look who's talking. And that's the title. We gotta look and see who's talking and who's not. If you ain't talking in our hood, if you ain't helping out in our hood, then get out our hood. Look who's talking, I'm saying. Because everybody talking, but ain't nobody doing nothing. Ain't nobody doing nothing. Everybody talking, but ain't nobody doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, man. I've been stuck at 1150 for like 7 months. Come on now. Don't do me like that. Subscribe to the channel, man. It's your boy J Hud. Shout out to Lou Law too, man. He the only one that came through and had enough sense to say something. Shout out to my boy, man. Lou. I ain't talked to him in a while neither. Philly in the house. Philly in the house. Let's see if I can win $1 million up here. Maybe I'll do a scratch off channel. Come up here and just do the scratch offs. We'll see if I win. Let me scratch this one and see what happened. It says double daily. See? Double payday. Scratch off. And then you win the prize. Which I never win. Number right there. Number 6. Don't you hate when you get a number 6 as your prize number and you get everything around it? You get the 5, the 4, the 7, but not the 6. You get everything but the 6. Uh-oh, I got the 6, y'all. I won $1. Okay, whoever would. Look, I got the 6, y'all. Let me see. Let me show you. See if I can show you. See, my number was a 6, and I got the 6 right next to it. My first scratch off on live, and I won. Probably only won $1, but I'll take it. See the 6? So that was a winner, y'all. See the 6? See the 6? 6 right here. 6 right here. And 6 right there. So first scratch off on live, and I won. I ain't win nothing. There ain't no lot of money or nothing. Told you only $1. But it's a winner. It's a winner. Why couldn't it have been $20 or something? $50? Let me see. Look at that. That's 5,000 right there. Why couldn't I win 5,000? Dang, that one was 100 right there, and I won $1. That's crazy, man. So if you get this, you win double. Oh, if you get the double. If you get 3 doubles, you win. Oh, so I got the money bag. Reveal a money bag symbol and win double the prize shown. So I got the money bag symbol too. So I win that prize for getting the money bag symbol right there. So you get double. So that's $2. So I won $3. That's crazy. Number 11. Number 11, 11, 11. No 11. I got a 7 and a 4. Adds to 11. Can that win? Man. No number 11. No number 11. No number 11. Scratching cash. Scratching cash. Look at these prizes. $5, $500, $5,000. I wish I could win $5,000 on a damn scratch off. I'll be happy as a mug, man. Win me $5,000 on a scratch off. Ooh. Itching right there, man. I got no ingrown hair in there. Hope. Time to let my beard get longer, man. Seems like it won't get no longer, man. I don't understand it. It's getting there longer. My boy Lou came through. I appreciate Lou. Only one that said something. You know what I'm saying? He came through 12:55 area. Like, what's up, bro? I was like, what up, man? Just tapping in. Facts. Exactly right. You know, I appreciate that. It's your boy J Hud. I'm out of here, man. Keep y'all head up.